Hello class, today we're on 7.2 multiplying matrices. So last lesson we added and subtracted. Today we're going to learn how to multiply matrices. So multiplying matrices works differently than adding and subtracting. So let's just get right into it. In order to multiply matrices, this is what needs to happen. The first matrix's columns need to equal the second matrix's rows. So for instance, A is a 2 by 3, has an order of 2 by 3, is a 2 by 3 matrix, and B is a 3 by 2. We can find AB because A is a 2 times 3 matrix and B is a 3 times 2. Notice these two numbers in the middle are the same, therefore we can find it. We can also find BA because B is 3 times 2 and A is 2 times 3. So we could switch them around as well. The middle numbers would then be 2. So we like to look at the middle numbers and make sure that they match. But note that AB does not necessarily equal BA. Sometimes it might, but most cases it won't. So order matters in this case. Unlike normal multiplication, right? 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3. That is not the case with matrices. So let's go ahead and go through some examples. Let's find AB first. Well, what is A? A is it's got 1 row and 3 columns. So this is A is a 1 times 3 matrix. And B has 3 rows and 1 column. So B is a 3 times 1 matrix. Because these two numbers are the same, we can go ahead and multiply them. So AB is going to be equal to, now here's a little trick. The middle two numbers tell us if we can multiply them together or not. The outside numbers tell us the order of the resultant of the product matrix. So this is going to be a 1 times 1 matrix after we multiply them together. So this is what we do. We need to multiply 2 to 1, so 2 times 1. Then we need to multiply 4 times 3, so plus, and we're adding together, so 4 times 3, plus 6 times 5. So that's how we do it, and then we just simplify here. So 2 times 1 is 2, 4 times 3 is 12, and 6 times 5 is 30. And then we add these together. So AB is going to be equal to what? What's that? 2 plus 12 is 14, plus 30 is 44. So AB is 44. Now let's find BA. And first let's check if we can find BA first. So B is a 3 times 1 matrix. And A is a 1 times 3. So I'm looking at these middle two, and they're the same, so we can multiply these together. And our resultant is going to be a 3 times 3 matrix. So let's find BA is equal to, let's see here. So we need to multiply the first row by these columns. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 6 is 6. Then we go to the second row and multiply by each column in the second one. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. And then finally do it with the last one. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 4 is 20. And 5 times 6 is 30. So this is so notice how AB is much different than BA. So let's keep going through some examples and figure these out. I got quite a few more for us because this is going to be a little challenging. Okay. So now we have A and B. A is a 2 times 3, right? 2 rows and 3 columns, and B is a 3 times 2. So find AB. Well, we just said A is 2 times 3, and B is 3 times 2. So because of that, we can multiply these together because 3 is the same, and our resultant is going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. So AB is equal to, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take the row, the top row, and multiply it by the left column. So 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times, or negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. And 6 times 1 is 6. Oh, and we're adding these together. Okay. And then, for our top right element, we're going to multiply the top to the right one. So 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Negative 3 times 3 is minus 9. And then 6 times 4 is plus 24. Now we're going to take the bottom row and multiply it to the left column to get our bottom left. So negative 1 and 6 is going to give us negative 6. 4 and 2 is going to give us 8, so plus 8. And 0 and 1 is going to give us a plus 0. Now we're going to take the bottom row and multiply it to the right column to get our bottom right. So negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. 4 times 3 is 12. And 0 times 4 is again plus 0. So this is our AB. We just need to go ahead and simplify now. Add and subtract these together. 12 minus 6 is 6, plus 6 is 12. Negative 10 minus 9 is negative 19, plus 24 is 5. Negative 6 plus 8 plus 0 is 2. And 5 plus 12 plus 0 is 17. So this is our resultant AB matrix. Now let's go on to BA. So let's first see if we can do these together. So BA is a 3 times 2. And A is a 2 times 3. So, because these middle ones are the same, we can multiply them, and a resultant is going to be a 3 by 3 matrix. So, BA, we're taking the rows in B and multiplying them by the columns in A. So, 6 times 2 is 12. And then negative 5 times 1 is a positive 5, so plus 5. And then let's see, do the same thing to the second column. So first row still of B, second column of A. We have 6 and negative 3 is negative 18. And then negative 5 and 4 is negative 20. And then finally do the same thing, first row with the third column now. 6 times 6 is 36. Negative 5 times 0 is 0. Now, we're going to take the middle row of B and multiply it by the 3 columns of A. So 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times negative 1 is minus 3. And then do the same thing with the second column. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. 3 times 4 is 12. And then do the same thing with the last column. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 0 is 0. All right, now we have the last row to do. So the last row of B times the 3 columns of A. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. And then do the same thing with the middle column. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. 4 times 4 is plus 16. And then finally the last column. 1 times 6 is 6. 4 times 0 is 0. So, excuse me, we need to simplify this now. So 12 plus 5 is 17. Negative 18 minus 20 is negative 38. 36 plus 0 is just 36. 4 minus 3 is 1. Negative 6 plus 12 is 6. 12 plus 0 is 12. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Negative 3 plus 16 is 13. And 6 plus 0 is 6. All right. Moving on to the next example here. So now we have A. A is a 3 times 2, and B is a 3 times 3. So find AB. Let's first see if we can find it. So AB is a 3 times 2, and B is a 3 times 3. Well, would you look at this? The middle numbers are not the same, so therefore we cannot multiply. All right, let's go on to BA. Let's see if we can multiply that. So B is a 3 by 3, and A is a 3 by 2. The middle two numbers are the same, so we can go ahead and multiply these together. So let's find BA. All right, and BA is going to be a 3 by 2 matrix. So let's see, we're going to take the rows of B and multiply them by the columns of A. So 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6. And 4 times 9 is 36. And then do the same thing with the second column. So 3 times 7 is 21. Negative 6 times 3 is minus 18. And 9 times negative 5 is negative 45. Then do the same thing with the second row of B to both columns of A. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times negative 1 is minus 4. And 8 times 4 is 32. Took me a while. Awesome. And then we do the same in the middle and then the right. So 2 times 7 is 14. 4 times 3 is 12. And negative 5 times 8 is negative 40. Awesome. Now do the same thing with the bottom row. So we're going to multiply the bottom row by the first column, and then the bottom row by the second column. So 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. And 4 times 0 is 0. And then 7 is the second column, so 7 times 1 is 7. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. And negative 5 times 0 is 0. So then now we can go ahead and simplify these. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 36 is 48. 21 minus 18 is 3. Minus 45 is negative 42. 4 minus 4 is 0, plus 32 is 32. 14 plus 12 is 26. Minus 40 is negative 14. And then 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 0 is 7. And 5 minus 15 plus 0 is negative 8. And there we have it. We have BA. So on this example, we couldn't do AB because the A's columns don't match B's rows, and but we could find BA because they did match. Okay, I got 2 more examples for us. So now we have 2 3 by 3 matrices. So this will be easy. Well, it'll be some work, but it's nice because we know we can multiply a 3 by 3 and a 3 by 3. These middle are going to, the middle 2 are the same, and our resultant is going to be a 3 by 3. So let's see here. Okay, so let's find AB. All right. So we're going to take the first row, multiply it by the first column. So 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. 6 times 1 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. And then do the same thing with the first row and second column. 1 times 4 is 4. 6 times 3 is 18. And 3 times 2 is 6. And then finally, first row, last column. 1 times 5 is 5. Oh, I did a plus 2 quickly there. 6 minus 2 is negative 12. And then 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And then the middle row to the columns, so -2 times -4 is 8, 5 times 1 is 5, and 4 times 6 is 24. Now the middle row, middle column, this will -2 and 4 gives us -8, 5 and 3 gives us 15, and 4 and 2 gives us 8. And then finally with the last column, -2 times 5 is -10, 5 times -2 again is -10, and 4 times -3 is -12. Alright, and then finally the last row with these three columns. So 0 times -4 is 0, -3 times 1 is -3, and -1 times 6 is -6. And then the second last row, second column, 0 times 4 is 0, -3 times 3 is -9, -1 times 2 is -2. And then finally, last row, last column. We get 0 times 5 is 0, -3 times -2 is +6, and -1 times -3 is +3. So now we can just simplify. -4 plus 6 is 2, plus 18 is 20. 4 plus 18 is 22, plus 6 is 28. 5 minus 12 minus 9, let's see, that's going to be -7 minus 9 is -16. 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 24 is 37. -8 plus 8 is 0, plus 15 is 15. -10 minus 10 minus 12 is going to be -32. 0 minus 3 minus 9 is -9. -9 minus 2 is -11. And 6 plus 3 is 9. Alright, so now let's find BA. So again, it's a 3 by 3 and a 3 by 3, so we know that we can make it, or we can make it happen. And then our resultant's going to be 3 by 3. So, BA, okay, now we're going to take the rows of B and multiply it by the columns of A. So, -4 times 1 is -4, 4 times -2 is -8, and 5 times 0 is 0. Now, the top row, middle column, -4 times 6 is -24, 4 times 5 is 20, and 5 times -3 is -15. Finally, top row, last column, -4 times 3 is -12. It's a lot of multiplication, isn't it? 4 times 4 is 16, and 5 times -1 is -5. Middle row to the columns now. 1 times 1 is 1, 3 times -2 is -6, -2 times 0 is 0. Now middle and middle, 6 times 1 is 6, 3 times 5 is 15, -2 times -3 is +6. And then middle row, last column, 1 and 3 is 3, 4 and 3 is 12, and -2 and -1 is +2. Awesome. Now we're going to do the same thing with the last row. So we're going to multiply the last row to all these columns. 6 times 1 is 6, 2 times -2 is -4, and -3 times 0 is 0. Now middle column, 6 times 6 is 36, 5 times 2 is 10, where was I? And 3 times -3 is +9. And then last row, last column, 6 times 3 is 18, 2 times 4 is 8, and -3 times -1 is +3. Alright, so now, again, time to add these together. -4 minus 8 plus 0 is -12. -20 plus 20 is -4. Minus 15 is -19. -12 plus 16 is 4. Minus 5 is -1. 1 minus 6 plus 0 is -5. 6 plus 15 plus 6 is going to be 27. 3 plus 12 is 15, plus 2 is 17. 6 minus 4 is 2, plus 0 is 2. 36 plus 10 plus 19 is 55. And 18 plus 8 is 26, plus 3 is 29. Awesome. So notice how AB and BA are different from each other. Even though they're both 3 by 3, the order really did matter here on how we came up, or on our resultants, on our product matrices. All right, last one. So now A, we have a 2 by 4, and B is a 3 by 2. So let's see if we can find AB. Well, AB is a 2 by 4, and B is a 3 by 2. These numbers aren't the same, so we cannot multiply. All right, let's find BA. That was simple enough. BA, so B is a 3 by 2, and A is a 2 by 4. So these two numbers are the same, so we can go ahead and multiply them, and our resultant is going to be a 3 by 4 matrix. So BA, we're going to do the rows of B to the columns of A. So we have 1 times 1 is 1. 0 times 2 is 0. And then second column now, first row still. 4 times 1 is 4. 8 times 0 is 0. Now third column, first row. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. 0 times 5 is 0. And then finally last row, first column. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 6 times 0 is 0. All right, now the second row, first column. So 5 times 1 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6. Now the second column, second row. 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 8 is 24. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. 5 times 3 is positive 15. And then 1 times 5 is 5. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Awesome. Now we're going to do the same thing with the last row. Multiply the last row to all 4 of these columns. So negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 again. Now second column. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. 8 times negative 1 is minus 8. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And then finally the last column, last row. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6. So now we just need to simplify here. Just add and subtract these values together. 1 plus 0 is 1. 4 plus 0 is 4. Negative 3 plus 0 is negative 3. And 1 plus 0 is 1. 5 times 6 is 11. 5 plus 6 is 11. 20 plus 24 is 44. Negative 15 plus 15 is 0. And 15 minus 18 is negative 13. Negative 2 minus 2, negative 4. Negative 8 minus 8 is negative 16. 6 minus 5 is 1. And negative 2 plus 6 is 4. So that is how we multiply matrices. It can be a bit of work depending on the size of the matrix and or the matrices. And my advice to y'all is to be very careful. If you noticed, I always had my fingers where I was supposed to multiply. So that's just a method that I use, because if not, I get lost pretty easily, right? It's easy to make mistakes on these. So hope this video helped. Have a good day, and let me know if you have any questions.